This is episode 3 of Worlds Collide. Joined again here with my co-host, Mitch. He's over his cold. Feeling a lot better.
I am.
Good. Glad to have you back.
Yeah. It was good timing because it was a Canadian long weekend, so I took the entire weekend to get myself feeling better. So you guys had a good stream last Saturday.
Yep, we covered Scott Pilgrim. We had Kenny fill in there for you, and it went well. It was a little bit of a shorter episode, but we covered some good stuff, and we had some good laughs. Good. And yeah, so this week's topic of discussion will be Infinity War. For those who have seen the movie, and for those who don't know, the comic name line, I guess, is Infinity Gauntlet.
That's right.
So what are the major differences you'd say between Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet? The original story and then the big screen debut that we all got to see.
Alright, so to really talk about that, first we need to talk about Thanos' motivation.
Alright, rewind here. So, back to Thanos. Who's Thanos?
Alright, so...
You mean this guy?
Yes, this guy.
This guy. Good old Mr. Snappy.
Yeah. So Thanos is a half Titan, he is from Titan. He's a half Eternal, half I forgot the name of the other race that's
Titan.
No, not Titan. They are like aberrations. I forgot what they're called. But the Eternals are alien race that was. Genetically engineered by Celestials. So way back in the beginning, in the dawn of humankind, Celestials came to Earth and did some genetic experimentations on humans, which created 3 different breeds of humans. You've got regular humans, you've got the Eternals, and you have the... I'm blanking on the name of the third.
Whoever the third one is, we got those guys. And this is on Earth?
This is on Earth.
Okay.
Alright, so they're going to be making a movie of the Eternals. That's going to be in the next phase of Marvel movies. They're going to be doing a movie on the Eternals. So we'll do an episode on the Eternals later on. But Thanos is an Eternal. Who grew
Eternal
up...
Titan.
Yeah. Well, he grew up on Titan.
Oh, okay. So
that's why he's known as the Mad Titan.
Now, he's not one of the Inhumans.
No, Inhumans are a breed of humans that were genetically experimented by the Kree.
Okay, so we'll get into that in a later day. Not even going to touch on that topic anymore.
So yeah, so he's not an Inhuman, he's an Eternal.
Would he be classified as a mutant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he officially the first mutant we've seen in the Avengers? Is he maybe the bridge that's going to bring us into X-Men?
Technically, Scarlet Witch is a mutant.
Ooh, okay.
So no.
Okay, so he's not the first, but he's one.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
So in the movie, Thanos' motivation is... he feels like he is the only one smart enough to realize that the only hope for the survival of the universe is to reset the population of the universe, because things are getting too overpopulated, too crowded. It's causing, across multiple planets, poverty, and because of poverty, there's war, there's famine. So he feels like the only way that the universe could survive is if he did brought the population back down, so that people have less want, less need, and there's more resources to go around. Because at the rate we're going right now, we're just going to use up all the universe's resources.
Good old consumerism, and not looking back.
Yeah. So that's Thanos' motivation in the movieverse. In the comic book series, it is the motivation is
what's the motivation?
Alright, so the motivation in the comic books is Thanos is in love with Lady Death. Lady Death, or Mistress Death, is the physical embodiment of death. She's like the Grim Reaper of the universe. So and he's madly in love with her.
Okay.
So he gathered the Infinity Stones and created the Infinity Gauntlet to harness the power of the Infinity Stones, so that he could wipe out half the population of the entire universe as a means to try and win over her affection.
Send a whole bunch of souls down to hell.
Or wherever they're going.
Wherever they seem to be.
Yeah.
Now, is that what happens? Do their souls go somewhere?
They don't touch on that.
They don't really... Okay.
No,
so.
he just wipes out half the population of the entire universe to win Lady Death, Mistress Death's affection.
It's a big play. He's going for the gamble. He's like, I'm going to win that love.
Yeah. So, and she doesn't love him. She doesn't reciprocate his affections.
Well, he tried.
Yeah.
He's out there with the boombox, throwing rocks at her window, and she's just like, nah, B, go away.
Yeah. She actually finds some of his actions repulsive. In the movies, they focus a lot on the Avengers, right? Avengers
Absolutely.
and the Guardians and all that.
We don't get a whole lot of, hey, where did you come from? Why are you doing this, Thanos? They didn't really expand.
No. But in the comic book, the Avengers really have a small part in everything.
I can imagine on the greater scheme of things, everything being in the universe, right?
Yes.
Like, where's Captain Marvel? Does she play a bigger role than what we saw?
She's not even in...
She's not even in the story.
No.
Alright, so that goes
She's not
to
even
show.
a player. Like, when he snapped his finger... So, let's talk about similarities between the comic book and the movie.
I think that's a good place to start.
All right.
It's going to answer a lot of questions.
All right. So, here's some interesting things. So, the snap, the iconic snap from the movies, that actually happens in the comics. So, when he wipes out half the universe, it was at a snap.
Alright.
So, in that snap, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, at the time she would have been Miss Marvel,
Yep.
she might have been one of the ones that disappeared.
They don't really say.
No.
Okay.
No, because she was such a minor player in
The grand
comics
scheme of things, right?
at that time. So, she just...
If it wasn't for them kind of playing up the whole Captain Marvel on the big screen, she probably wouldn't have even made the cut. Right? Yeah.
When they're assembling the team to go fight Thanos, they assemble Hulk.
Okay.
They assemble... Doctor Strange is... actually, I'm jumping the gun. So, let's continue with the similarities, actually.
Okay.
All right. So, the scene at the beginning of Avengers where Hulk crashes through the Sanctum Sanctorum and he's laying there in Doctor Strange's home?
Yep. Right after Heimdall.
Heimdall, yeah.
Heimdall transported him off the ship at the end of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Right? Because Thanos came and they're just killing everyone. Ship's blowing up.
Yeah.
Last ditch effort. Boom. Saved Banner.
Yes.
Sent him back to Doctor Strange's thing in where was that? New York?
Manhattan, New York.
Manhattan, New York. Crashes through and hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah. In the comic, that exact scene does happen, but it's Silver Surfer.
Oh, see, and I was really hoping we'd get to see the Silver Surfer at some point.
Yeah.
Thus far in the Marvel history, and all we've gotten was a shitty Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So Silver Surfer actually has a big part in the Infinity Gauntlet, whereas he's not in the Infinity War movies at all.
That's
just because of rights and whatnot.
I was gonna say they probably didn't have the rights, and they would have had to do a Silver Surfer standalone. At Galactus, they would have had to bring in so many other key players just to be like, who's Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
So,
Galactus also has a big part in the.
I can fucking imagine.
Yeah.
It's for those that don't know, Silver Surfer is Galactus' right hand man. Essentially, he's his errand boy. Hey, go find a planet for me to eat and consume.
Yeah.
We'll touch base on Galactus in later days because he is a big Titan. Well, not Titan. He's a big tyrant and world eater.
He's a celestial being. Yeah.
Enough said.
So another similarity is, in Endgame, the scene where and even shown this in the trailer, so this really isn't a spoiler, but you see the Thanos' armor propped up in a scarecrow like a scarecrow.
Yeah, yep.
That's in the comics as well.
Okay. Yep, so it's him in his little paradise.
Yeah.
Right? And he's got his crops out there and just suit of armor.
Yeah. So this actually happens at the end of Infinity Gauntlet, once Thanos has already lost.
Okay.
But yeah, the whole entire thing where his armor is propped up like a scarecrow, and he's living on his own in this paradise planet, wearing like peasant clothes and trying to live a peaceful life.
He basically started his own nudist colony there. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Fucks. Yeah, no one cares. Like.
Yeah.
But
that's right out of the comics as well.
Well, I like how they stuck to the original story in that. Well, they kind of, but I like how he was still kind of at his end.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like even in the movie, that Thanos was at his end.
Yeah. Yes.
So, in all sense, they kind of did it right still.
Yeah.
Post snap, used him one more time to create paradise. Almost toasted himself in the process.
Yeah.
Hung up the armor. I'm done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gamora's not even in Infinity Gauntlet.
But Nebula's.
Yes. Nebula is very important. She has a very big key part in the Infinity Gauntlet.
I thought they were going to play more into that in the movie.
Not really.
No. Hey, let's kill myself. And
well, sort of. So, in Infinity War, Thanos was torturing her in the first movie. Mm-hmm. Well, in Infinity Gauntlet...
fucking since she's a kid, he's been torturing her, essentially.
Well, here's the thing. She's not really his kid in the comics. She is just a space pirate who, in the comics, told Thanos that she's his granddaughter. Not his daughter, but his granddaughter. And Thanos found out that she was lying. She's not really his granddaughter.
So he has kids?
He's had kids.
So I was going to be like...
He's also got a brother, and yeah.
So he has a family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brothers, actually.
Do we ever like see or hear of them? Like, are they
in the movies
relevant at all, though?
One brother was throughout the entire Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, and what's his name? Do you remember?
I don't remember his name. But I know
That'll be a fact check for later days.
Yeah, like Ares or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Not really Ares, but something like that.
Yeah.
He has the ability to manipulate people's emotions just by speaking.
If only he did that to Thanos.
Well, he tried an Infinity Gauntlet, but with Thanos, when the Infinity Gauntlet series starts, he already has the Infinity Gauntlet assembled. He's already got the stones and everything.
Oh, it's kind of like, hey, it's too late. Guess what?
Yeah. So, and when he warps not Gamora, but Nebula and his brother over, he knew that his brother would try to manipulate him, so he just erased his mouth. Yeah.
That's one way of shutting your brother up.
Yeah. So when Silver Surfer arrived in Sanctum Sanctorum, he was looking for Doctor Strange, just like how Hulk was sent to Doctor Strange in the movie to tell him about Thanos. Silver Surfer went to Doctor Strange.
Is this right after fighting him?
Yeah.
Encountering him in some way?
Yeah, Silver Surfer tried to fight Thanos, and Thanos just destroyed him.
And he's like, alright, bye. Need help.
And so he showed up at Doctor Strange's doorstep to warn him about Thanos.
Okay.
And then Silver Surfer got his spirit got put into like a meld. Silver Surfer kind of knew about Adam Warlock.
Okay.
So Adam Warlock had already fought. He's already been in the comics by this point. He's already fought Thanos and was defeated by Thanos, and survived by putting himself into the Soul Stone. I'm going to go deep into the comic now.
All right, get her.
So in the comic, you see Thanos. You see Adam Warlock in his cocoon. So if you guys have seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, at the very, very end, the end credits, you see this yellow cocoon. Like an egg. And in there is Adam Warlock.
And that is actually in the movie. It's seen by the golden people who were almost playing the video game like Racer Pods trying to chase him down.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so he ended up, this cocoon, it looked exactly like they showed in the movie, was on Earth. And then Adam Warlock arose from that cocoon and went to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, where Silver Surfer is.
Awaiting him.
Yeah. And also Doctor Doom was there. Because Doctor Doom had been monitoring the events as well. He was able to... he detected the energies that the snap had created. And when he started realizing that half the universe was being wiped out, Doom's like, this is my universe. This is my people. What's going on? Why is there somebody with this much power who didn't consult Doom first?
There's the ego.
Yeah.
Good old Doctor Doom.
Yeah. So Doom showed up at Doctor Strange's doorstep as well. So now you have Doctor...
Knock, knock. Who the fuck is here now? Hi, Doctor Doom. Want some cookies?
Pretty much. So you got Doctor Doom, you've got Doctor Strange, you got Silver Surfer, and you've got Adam Warlock all in the same place.
Okay, those are some heavy hitters.
There's some very
heavy hitters.
Yeah. So they were discussing and...
trying to figure out a strategy to deal with Thanos.
Yeah, pretty much. Doctor Strange, before Adam Warlock showed up, Doctor Strange got ripped into the Soulverse, I think is what it's called.
Soulverse, or wherever the soul Adam Warlock resides in the Soul Stone. Okay,
that's right. And in there, that's where Doctor Strange met Adam Warlock, and then they merged souls so that Doctor Strange could understand who Adam Warlock is, and understand Adam Warlock's when he says that Thanos is coming, and also that Adam Warlock knows how to defeat Thanos, and Adam Warlock's motivations, and that Adam Warlock should be the leader of the army to try and fight Thanos. Doctor Strange believes it. So
yeah, because he's kind of merged with them, kind of did the mind meld, and it's like,
exactly,
I know what you know, and all right, you're on our side, you're here for good, and you're gonna lead us.
Yeah, you are the best person to lead us.
That saves a lot of talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's good. He's good. Give him the okay.
So when Adam Warlock shows up, they start planning, and Doctor Doom, obviously, he wanted to be the leader because...
I'm fucking Doom, yo.
Yeah, because Doom has his own plans, right?
Of course.
He hears about the Infinity Gauntlet, he wants the Gauntlet for himself.
As Haddock House says, Doom rules all! Indeed.
So, so they started bringing their army together. So the people they start bringing in is...
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, pretty much. So they bring in Spider-Man and Captain America.
Okay.
They bring in Wolverine.
Yes.
They bring in Thor,
Cool.
who at the time it was not actually Thor. It was actually Eric Masterson. Eric Masterson.
Who is?
He's the stand-in for Thor. So Thor, I don't quite know what happened to Thor, but Thor was no longer Thor, and Eric Masterson is the holder of Mjolnir and is the Thor.
Okay. Future episodes, when we do Thor, we're going to find out what happened to Thor and who...
There's been multiple Thors, like Thor, Odin. You have Thor Odinson, you have Eric Masterson, you have Beta Ray Bill, and also Jane Foster. More recently, actually, with Jane Foster.
Yeah, that one threw me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. Beta Ray Bill is, you probably have seen him before. He kind of looks like a goat or a horse face, but with Thor's armor and everything.
Oh, I think I have. Where the fuck have I seen him, though?
You would have seen him in, if you ever watched the animated Planet Hulk.
Maybe.
Hulk ends up fighting Beta Ray Bill. Whereas in actual comics...
Yes, okay, so that is right. I remember seeing him fight some goat dude.
Yeah. In the comics, that was actually supposed to be Silver Surfer that Hulk fights.
That's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I want to say Surfer takes that.
He should. But
he should.
But I think Hulk wins down.
Beat the shit out of him with his own board or something?
I don't know. But anyways, so Spider-Man, Captain America.
We got Wolverine in there.
Yeah. Cyclops.
Okay. So we see a little X-Men action from him.
Scarlet Witch. Vision.
Okay, so the only ones who are actually in the Avengers movie who are supposed to actually be there in the comic: Spider, Hulk.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, Vision.
Yeah. And this was after the snap. So in the movie,
Thor.
Thor.
And Cap.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's still good.
Yeah.
Iron Man's not there.
Oh, and Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, you can't forget about Tony.
Yeah.
It's kind of pivotal.
Yeah. Well, not in the comic.
Not in the comic.
No, not in the comic. When they all showed up. To fight Thanos, there was one piece of information I forgot to mention. So, that's what's going on Earth. What's going on in space on the other side of the galaxy, Thanos created this altar to worship Mistress Death. He created these two thrones so that he could sit beside Mistress Death as his wife. But once again, she denies him. She has no interest in him whatsoever. He had previously killed Nebula in a series before this happened. So when this series started, he resurrected Nebula, but not fully. Nebula is like this half-living, half-dead zombie kind of thing. You see that she, like the way they animated her, she suffered. Like she should be dead. He's just preventing her from dying.
Keeping her soul.
Like she's all melty and everything.
Wow.
She has no skin, and like she should be dead, but he's with his power just refusing to let her die. So she's there just for his entertainment.
And Mephisto is the devil?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mephisto is there pretty much as his advisor. So he's always whispering to Thanos on like doing things and whatnot.
What is Mephisto's relation to Lady Death?
No real relation.
Okay, just curious.
Mephisto's just there to... I'm not too sure. So him and Thanos met before the Infinity Gauntlet series started.
Like roommates in college or something, you know.
Pretty much. Thanos, but really Mephisto is there because he wants the Infinity Gauntlet for himself. But with the Infinity Gauntlet, Mephisto doesn't even come close to touching Thanos. Like Mephisto's powerful, but not Thanos holding the Infinity Gauntlet powerful. So Mephisto knows this, so he decides to tag along, be his advisor. So when
I'm on your team.
when the humans are coming to fight Thanos, Mephisto whispers to
Where are
Thanos.
they going to fight him? Are they going into space to fight him?
Yes. Doctor Strange.
I was about to say.
Doctor Strange stays on Earth, but he casts a spell allowing them to be able to breathe in space.
Are they literally just flying in space to meet him?
No, they get teleported there.
Okay, all right.
They get teleported there. Cloak is with them as well.
Cloak and Dagger.
Dagger is gone from the snap, so just Cloak.
And I haven't started that show yet, and I have next to no idea who either of them are.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that technically his power should not be able to work without her presence.
Yeah, don't they feed off each other?
Pretty much.
One's kind of a light, one's dark.
Yeah. And Cloak's Cloak is eternally hungry, and Dagger has
The light
unlimited power
to feed the hunger.
Exactly.
So without her, then he's actually got to be kind of more evil. Not evil, but he has to, in the vampire sense, feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fucking feed off Thanos.
Yeah,
He's got lots of power.
He tries that. So, so while they're on their way to fight Thanos senses their presence. He knows they're coming. And just before they arrive, he stops time. So the only people who can still act is Thanos, Thanos' brother, and Mephisto, and Lady Death. So Mephisto, he goes to Thanos and whispers to him. Mephisto has an idea. He whispers to Thanos. He tells Thanos that this might be an opportunity for you to win over Lady Death's affections, because I heard in Lady Death's appreciates courage. So if you don't use the Gauntlet's full power, and the humans end up defeating you, well, then you end up dying as a hero, winning her affection. And if you defeat them with just a fraction of the power of the Gauntlet, well, you did it as courageously fighting these heroes.
Convinces him to handicap himself?
Yeah.
Here, we're going to put you at -10 and then fight, okay?
Yeah. So Thanos agrees. He's like, this is a good idea. Just
sounds fucking brilliant. Yeah. She'll love me lots. Yeah.
So he decides he'll only use the Power Stone.
Starts one-punch manning everyone.
Pretty much. So time starts again. They all showed up and all try to start fighting Thanos. And one by one, Thanos systematically destroys them all.
Is he killing them?
Yeah. Like Cyclops was shooting a beam at him, and he ended up creating a see-through prism around his head. So then he ends up suffocating. So you can't shoot it out. And he ended up suffocating. He couldn't breathe anymore. Wolverine, he ended up transforming his bones from adamantium to like a rubber substance. So he just folded.
Gumby attack.
Thor tried to shoot his Mjolnir to Thanos, and Thanos used a portal to teleport the Mjolnir away. And
just gone.
And Eric Masterson, since he's not Thor Odinson, he's got a stipulation on the Thor power.
Mjolnir disappears, his power disappears.
If he's not within, if he is now holding Mjolnir for 60 seconds,
so he whips it. He's got 60 seconds,
pretty much. And since Doctor Strange's spell was cast on Thor, not on Eric Masterson, when he gets transformed back to Eric Masterson, he can't breathe anymore.
So Eric Masterson's just this human that goes, by the power of Thor, and just basically Shazams into Thor.
Yeah.
Don't throw your hammer, bro.
He takes out Scarlet Witch. While before all of this happened, Thanos got really pissed off at Lady Death, or Mishra's death, because she wasn't reciprocating his love. So it's like, fine. In a fit of rage, like a child, he creates his perfect woman. Her name escapes me. It's like Thunder or something like that.
Something ridiculous.
She looks like a female Thanos. Like, she looks like Thanos, but female version.
Shrek and Fiona.
Pretty much. So when Iron Man tries to fight Thanos, she attacks Iron Man, and they go off. And then later panel, you see Iron Man's head roll over. So she ripped his head completely off. So that's how little of a role Iron Man has in the actual comic.
Got beat by the side bitch.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Spider-Man webbed his eyes and kicked him once, and then Thanos just knocked him out.
He didn't die, though.
No, he didn't die.
So
Spider-Man's still alive.
Everyone else just gets shit kicked, apparently.
Yeah. Another part
Surfer.
Surfer was not there. Surfer and Adam Strange.
Well, you said
Adam
Strange
Warlock.
stayed on Earth.
Yes.
To teleport everyone. Is he still fused with Warlock?
No. But Warlock and Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer are not there either. Because Adam Warlock held Silver Surfer behind. So Adam Warlock is the one that's orchestrating all of this, right?
So he knows already kind of what's going to happen.
He knows they're all going to lose. So this
Sent him on a fucking Suicide Squad mission.
Yeah, it's all a chess game too.
This isn't DC, bro. It's Marvel.
As a matter of fact, like, they're watching all these events happening. They're watching all these people die at the hands of Thanos. Like, they're all.
And he's like, "Yep, that was supposed to happen. That was supposed to happen."
Silver Surfer really wants to go and help them.
Yeah, he's like, "Dude, you're watching this shit? Like, come on."
And he's like, "Not yet. It's not the time."
Hold.
Yeah.
Hold.
Also, while this is happening, Adam Warlock also is leading the Celestials. So when I say the Celestials, not the Celestials, celestial beings. So I'm talking Galactus, I'm talking APOC. I'm talking Infinity, Eternity, the Living Tribunal. I'm talking Chaos and Order, Love and Hate.
Like all the eternal, like, big name celestial entities.
Yeah. So like the Living Tribunal,
all the gods, essentially.
Yeah, the Living Tribunal. If anybody has seen like,
I'm not familiar on a lot of these. I know who they are just in the fact that they're like the almighties.
Yes.
They're the big megas, the head honchos that you hardly ever see.
Yes.
Sitting behind their fucking Wizard of Oz thrones, sending henchmen after henchmen usually.
Well, they're like, they're beyond comprehension. They're not even like mortal size. They're like,
well, like Galactus alone is like the size of a planet.
Right? Yeah, and they're all even bigger than.
Holy shit!
Yeah. When I'm talking like
celestial, like we made this stuff kind of being like Aeon from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Is he being there?
Sort of APOC.
APOC.
Yes.
Was that the name of Star-Lord's dad?
I'm pretty sure. Yes, actually, yeah.
APOC.
Yeah.
APOC. Okay.
Yeah. They might have called him Aeon in the movie, but
I wasn't sure. But they can change shit. That's okay.
He's a living planet.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. But the two most powerful is Eternity and the Living Tribunal.
Okay.
So Eternity, you might have seen pictures of Eternity. Eternity is pretty much this being that you could see the galaxy in his body. So Eternity is our universe. He is the embodiment of our universe.
Okay.
Anything that happens in our universe, it's under his control. Like, he is the god. All right? And then you have the Living Tribunal.
But Thanos is stronger.
The Living Tribunal is a being who passes judgment on anybody. He's the one that makes sure that balance happens. The Living Tribunal, you might have seen pictures of him as well. It's like 3 heads, like gigantic being, like almost like the Statue of Liberty kind of thing.
Oh yes, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the Living Tribunal is the one.
Almost look like the X-Men's robots?
Kind of.
Right?
Kind of.
Like the big Sentinels, like...
Well, you might also be getting confused by the Tri-Sentinel. The Tri-Sentinel is a Sentinel with 3 heads and like 6 arms. But the Living Tribunal is kind of like... The Living Tribunal is... Like,
I think, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Living Tribunal is the one that passes judgment on anybody within this universe. The Living Tribunal is the one that makes sure there is balance and make sure there's nothing that happens in this universe that could ever affect other universes, the multiverse. Multiverse. Yeah. So those are the 2 most powerful, and even they are threatened by Thanos
because there's the stones.
That's right. So as the Earth's forces are losing to Thanos, the last man standing is Captain America.
Because Spider's knocked out, but everyone else is dead.
Thor is knocked out. I'm one person I forgot to mention, Drax, the Destroyer.
Oh, Drax was here too. Okay.
Yeah. Drax was knocked out.
And something you said to me earlier today, and you pointed it out on one of the comics, Drax got a complete makeover in the movies.
Yes.
So he's all red with like skin-etched tattoos, and in the comics he's what? Green with purple kind of attire?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a green and purple splash.
Yeah. Now he has died...
With a big cape. Doesn't he have a big cape?
Yes. And he's very, very bulky. Like, he's like Hulk size.
Yeah, so they kind of played him down to just be played by Bautista.
Yeah. Well, and it's more accurate to the current incarnation of Drax. So Drax has died and been brought back to life. So Drax used to be like really powerful, really strong. He was able to shoot blasts and like super strength flight and whatnot. He used to be really powerful.
Yeah, we didn't see like any of those powers.
And then when he died and got resurrected, he lost all those powers. Now he's
he's got is a bit of super strength.
Not even super strength. They're strong, but nowhere near super strength.
Yeah, he was always kind of like, what are you here for? You know, like, you're not really doing much.
Yeah. And Drax originally was a genetically engineered. Like, he was created for the destruction of Thanos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
And what race is Drax?
I don't think he's a race. I think he was like
Literally
created.
genetically engineered.
I think he was created.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he was created for the sole purpose to kill Thanos.
Okay, now he hates. What's the name of the other blue dude?
Are you talking about Ronan?
Ronan. Yeah.
That
So
that was just in the movie.
that was okay. So that was just movie because I was gonna ask, who is his family?
Yeah. Well, they added all that.
Okay, irrelevant.
Yeah.
Skip it.
Anyways, he got knocked out as well.
Okay. So last man standing, Cap.
Yes.
Fighting in space, slinging shields into who the fuck knows where.
Yeah, and like Cap knows, he didn't stand a chance. Like he watched
No
Thanos like bitch slap Hulk and Thor like they were nothing.
And he's like, damn, like those guys would put up a good fight.
Another one that was with them was Fire Lord. So Fire Lord was another one of Galactus's heralds after Silver Surfer.
Oh, okay.
He's the dude that's always in fire, and he has like this double flame baton staff kind of thing.
Okay.
He's really powerful as well. He was with them as well, and he got taken out by Thanos as well.
One after another.
Yeah,
Slowly they die.
Yeah, they all got taken out. Anyways, what's
Lady Death doing this whole time? Just sitting
nothing?
watching? Just
She
sitting
doesn't
watching,
care.
eating popcorn, enjoying the show.
As a matter of fact, you find out afterwards that she is actually preventing some of them from dying because that's how much she hates Thanos. She's actually preventing some of these people from dying.
Man, let you just hang on with one life point. One for you, one.
Yeah, like not like to make them suffer so that they could live and thwart Thanos
Fight
later.
him again. Yes,
Exactly.
essentially.
Exactly. So as Thanos was about to kill Captain America, that's when Adam Warlock's like, now! And then Silver Surfer, at the fastest speed that Silver Surfer can fly across the universe, and Silver Surfer's fast, like he go like multiple times.
Yeah,
the speed,
like faster than Flash.
like he goes warp speed.
Is he faster than Flash?
No, because Flash is speed.
In the sense that he goes so fast, he makes it go backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
He can
Like,
time travel. Can
yeah.
Surfer time travel?
I think he can.
Oh, then fuck.
Silver Surfer's fast.
I'm opening doors here and I shouldn't.
But anyway, Silver Surfer is speeding across the universe as fast as he can to try and grab the gauntlet from Thanos while he's distracted trying to kill Captain America. Doesn't work. Thanos sees it coming, stops Silver Surfer in his tracks, and so Plan A, that was Plan A. So all of that was Adam Warlock trying to make it so that this was the easy route.
Right. Easy route didn't work.
No. So now comes the hard part. Here comes the rough part, where he gets all the celestial beings involved, where like Galactus and all them starts getting involved.
He doesn't have control over them.
No, he doesn't. He was telling them to stay back because if they get involved, if they fight Thanos,
the universe is going to get ripped apart.
That's right. That's right. So that's why he was hoping Plan A was going to work.
So Plan A works, so we put less holes in the world.
That's right. So, anyways, that fails, and now the Celestials end up going after Thanos.
Okay, here come the heavy hitters.
Yeah, and one by one, Thanos takes all of them out.
Oh my!
So he defeats Galactus. He defeats the embodiment of love and hate. He defeats the embodiment of law and chaos. He defeats APOC. He defeats all these celestial beings. The Living Tribunal doesn't want to get involved because the Living Tribunal feels like since the dawn of creation, the one constant truth is survival of the strongest. If eternity is not strong enough to hold his position as the embodiment of the universe, and Thanos ends up usurping eternity for that position,
maybe he just got replaced.
That's right. So it comes down to it. It comes down to eternity versus Thanos. where Thanos is looking to become the new eternity, the new embodiment of our universe.
So you're telling me, after 20, 30 plus, mega heroes, big hitters, all get one-shotted and just get wiped off.
Yeah.
He goes one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, comics, for always drawing out the story.
Yeah.
Because you could have started with the one-on-one.
Yeah. So, they end up fighting and Thanos wins. Thanos defeats Eternity and becomes the new Eternity. You see Thanos just standing there, stone cold, just not responsive. And then you see a zoom out of the panel, and you see Thanos as Eternity. Like, the space is in Thanos. The universe is in Thanos. Thanos is like omnipotent now.
He's like, level up.
Yeah. And this is where he loses.
Tell me more.
So, while Thanos becomes Eternity, and his body, which is still holding the Infinity Gauntlet, is now comatose, this is where Nebula grabs the gauntlet from Thanos and puts it on herself.
She got punked, bitch. What? GTA, motherfucker.
Yeah. So she grabs the gauntlet, puts it on herself. She gets restored back to her normal being. Thanos loses all those powers, and now she has the Infinity Gauntlet.
So it was like a split second of him being like, I'm leveling up. That she just ripped it off and he just lost everything.
Yeah.
Yes, fuck you.
Yeah. So she spanks Thanos.
Kill him?
No. People thought that she had killed him, but no, he didn't die. Doctor Strange ended up teleporting everybody back to Earth, and all the survivors, and anybody who had not died at Thanos. So that Hulk is still alive. Thor is still alive because Eric Masters ended up getting Thor's hammer before he died of suffocation. So he survived. So Thor survived. So Hulk, Thor, Drax, Spider-Man, Captain America.
You said Wolverine got turned to rubber.
Yes. I don't remember if he got teleported back, because after he lost his powers, he would still be made of rubber. So I don't think he was.
Yeah, he'd be pretty much dead.
Yeah. So they got teleported back to Earth, and then Doctor Strange teleports Thanos back to Earth with them. Because now they have a new problem. Now Nebula has the gauntlet.
We just went from this charismatic asshole, who's insane, but to a point.
No, completely insane.
Well, he's fucking insane, but to the point where 50-50.
Yeah.
Fair deal. Nebula's like, I don't give a fuck, you're all dead.
Yeah.
That's more insane, though.
Well, her first act is that she
charismatic.
undoes everything that Thanos did.
So she brings everyone back.
Yes. But the thing is that she's more unstable because Thanos had the intelligence and willpower to be able to withstand the power of the gauntlet. Thanos knows that Nebula does not have the willpower to withstand the gauntlet. That it will drive her insane. And she, unlike Thanos, she will end up destroying the entire universe because she doesn't know what she's doing. So, one more time, they gather together to try and get the gauntlet from Nebula.
Thanos working with them this time.
Exactly.
Begrudgingly.
Yes. Well, begrudgingly to them. So, Silver Surfer was the one, like, when they first teleported Thanos there, Silver Surfer went straight on the attack. Thanos! Kind of like Drax did.
Yeah.
Well, that was Silver Surfer. So, and then Doctor Strange goes to try and stop Silver Surfer, and then Adam Warlock stops Doctor Strange because he tells them that even without the gauntlet, Silver Surfer versus Thanos, between the two of them, way more powerful than either of them could ever withstand.
So just, man, you don't want to get involved. Just
No.
let them knock each other out.
Yeah. So, Doom is still alive as well. I forgot about Doom.
Doom!
There was a point where Doom did try to steal the gauntlet, and then he got bitch slapped by Thanos.
You had to expect it.
Yeah. But anyway, so Doom was still alive as well. So when they got teleported everybody back, their combined strength, Thor and Hulk and all that, they separated Silver Surfer and Thanos.
Holding back, yeah.
And Adam Warlock told them that we need to work together, and we need Thanos' help to get the Gauntlet away from Nebula, because we're not out of danger yet. So now they have to go and fight Nebula to get the Gauntlet from her.
In space again.
Yes. There's still, so she's still over at that throne that he had created for Death.
And is it the throne that we've seen in the movies?
No, it looks completely different.
Okay.
Not as impressive. The throne in the movie looked badass.
Yeah, it did.
No, not as impressive.
Okay, because it was just like its own little planet he made the throne on, was it not?
Yeah. So when they showed up, like Thanos showed up, and she ended up encasing him in rock, and as all the heroes try to fight her, they encase them all in rock. This time, Doctor Strange and Adam Warlock showed up for this fight.
Okay.
But invisible, and they're in like the spirit form kind of thing, the soul form, and she can't sense Adam Warlock, and this is how Thanos knows that she doesn't have full control over the Infinity Gauntlet, because with the Infinity Gauntlet, with the Mind Stone, she should be able to sense
every mind, every thought, anything around her, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But she has no idea that Adam Warlock is there. So what Adam Warlock does is that he ends up going back into the Soul Stone. And in the Soul Stone, he uses it to cause a feedback of all the other Infinity Stones.
Self-destructs or what?
No, just creates this big blast to surprise Nebula. And then he emerges from the Soul Stone, grabbing the Gauntlet from her. Now Adam Warlock has the Infinity Gauntlet. Yes. So that's pretty much how the Infinity Gauntlet story wraps up. Like, Adam
what does
Warlock,
he do with it?
Adam Warlock
fixes it.
Yeah, he fixes everything. This is where Thanos gets wiped away, but he's not really. This is like skip a few years or a few months later, and they find him on that planet, the Scarecrow with his armor, and he's living on the planet wearing like farmer's uniform kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He basically retired him.
Exactly.
Go live out your days.
Exactly. And with the Gauntlet, Adam Warlock decides. Even he started talking like you can almost see that the Gauntlet is starting to corrupt him a little bit.
Yeah.
But he tells Doctor Strange and Captain America and Thor to go out and tell people that I am a benevolent God, and I will not be using the Gauntlet in nefarious means. But even that, like words like that, makes you realize that the Gauntlet is affecting Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm all powerful, but I will be the good all power.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck. Just traded one all power for another.
Yeah. So that was the Infinity Gauntlet. Very condensed, and
that's okay.
I cut a lot out, but you get the gist of it.
So, basically, Silver Surfer, who's first, Silver or Warlock? So Silver Surfer first comes, lands in the Doctor Strange's whatever thing.
Yes.
From there, starts basically saying, hey, let's assemble the team.
Yes.
From there, they assemble the team, and they bring everyone out to space.
Yes.
Okay, so everyone goes into space, and they're all good. No. Quiet. They like to bark at nothing. So from there, they go out to space. They do their showdown against Thanos. Everyone gets whooped, and then the Celestials come in. Everyone gets whooped again.
Yeah.
Goes into a one-on-one versus Eternity.
Yeah.
From there, the All Powers?
No. So Thanos becomes Eternity
because the other guy sat out. What's his name?
The Living Tribunal.
So the Living Tribunal sat there as judge, jury, and essential executioner, and kind of let the winner win.
Yeah.
Let them fight. Thanos won.
Yeah.
Wall distracted. Nebula snags it.
Yeah.
From there, they regroup. They kind of reevaluate their situation. Silver Surfer and Thanos duke it out a little bit before realizing, hey, let's stop fighting each other. We got to deal with Nebula.
Yeah.
They go back into space, fight Nebula round 2.
Yeah.
How long does that take? What is the downtime there?
No, the downtime?
Matter of minutes, matter of months, days, weeks?
Maybe a day.
Okay.
Maybe. No, I think it was like hours.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, all right.
No real rest time.
No, we just got shit kicked. Let's get the hell back out there.
Yeah.
There's the second half of this game to play, guys.
Yeah.
So they get back out there, and Adam Warlock ends up being the surprise.
Yeah.
Just enough to get her distracted, slips the glove, and boom, he's in power.
Yeah.
That's the basic sum up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very different to the movies.
We didn't even see half the fucking characters. No. Yeah, no.
Like I said,
it was all done on Earth, not in space.
Yeah, and the Earth's heroes really had nothing to do with it, really.
Well, no, you just said first Celestials, which we never saw in the movies.
Yeah.
Came into play.
Yeah.
Without the Celestials, Nebula never would have got it.
Yeah.
Nebula getting the Gauntlet, then brought Adam Warlock into play. We never saw Adam Warlock, never saw or heard from him at all.
No, I was really hoping he was going to show up in Endgame. I was hoping he was going to show up in Infinity War. He never showed up.
Based on Guardians.
Yeah.
Based on Guardians.
Exactly.
Easter egg showing his chrysalis or whatever the hell you call that thing.
Then I was hoping he was going to show up in Endgame. He never showed up in Endgame.
When do you think he will show up in the Marvel universe?
Hopefully Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully Guardians 3 or the Asgardians.
The Asgardians. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That would be a decent time for him to premiere. They're going back into space, so it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nova was part of the humans. The humans.
He was also part of them.
Yeah.
He got killed.
He got. Yeah, I think he got killed.
Poor Nova. Yeah, so like we don't even see or hear of Nova. There's like half the characters we don't even get to see in the MCU.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're expanding it.
Yeah.
So maybe they're gonna bring in some of these other. They're not B-listers.
No, especially like Nova. Nova's not a B-lister. Adam Warlock's not a B-lister. Quasar was there as well. Quasar's not a.
Who's Quasar again? That name sounds real familiar.
He's another space guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now compare that to the movie. So let's talk about the movie.
Yes. So I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. Very different to how the comic book went, but they really couldn't have done the movie like the comic book was.
Well, go back 11 years, they would have had to stage those 11 years very differently.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like the first movie
11 years wouldn't have been enough.
The first movie would have had to start with probably Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And then movie 2, maybe Fantastic Four, maybe Galactus, maybe who the fuck knows what, right? But it's hard to do Silver Surfer 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then Adam Warlock 1, 2, 3. And then they picked their big ones.
Fantastic Four definitely should have been, because then you introduced Doom and Silver Surfer.
They could have.
Galactus. So that's a lot of big players in this story that could not have been there because of movie rights. All 4 members of Fantastic Four were wiped out from the snap. That's why they weren't involved.
Okay, so that makes sense then for those guys at least.
Yeah.
Right, but Doom survived it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now in the movie, who all handles the Gauntlet? Because throughout the storyline of the Marvel 11 years, they kind of went back on what they said. In the sense that when the Collector's holding the Time Stone or the Power Stone, he's like no one can touch this. You touch this thing, you go boom.
Yeah.
And we see it firsthand when the one girl working for him goes to grab it, she just explodes.
Yeah.
Multiple times throughout the movies, all 5 stones, it was 5 or 6? 6? All 6 stones were in the Gauntlet being held by one person at a time. That person should have just spontaneously combusted. Yeah. Spider-Man did it. Nebula did it. T'Challa.
Spider-Man was holding the Gauntlet. T'Challa was holding the Gauntlet.
Well, that's what I mean. Them holding the Gauntlet, they're in proximity to the stone. Does it not work?
No, they're not actually touching the stone.
Okay, so the Gauntlet is essentially the safe haven.
Yes.
It throttles its power.
That's right. It's
okay.
It's like a
containment.
It's like a lead box.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an insulator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first half of the movie was, Endgame anyways, was kind of like fallout.
Yeah.
Recover.
Yeah.
Like mourning and loss and sorrow and everyone just trying to find their path again.
I am quite glad that they did the, what was it, 5 years? 7 years?
It was a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
5 years.
5-year jump between, yeah. So I was really glad they did that because that way the characters had time to process what happened. Like half the universe population got wiped out. So what happens? How do you survive? How do you move forward? Kind of thing, right? So the movie addresses that, even though they don't actually. There's no 5 years worth of movies of them recovering from this.
No need
in
to.
one movie, exactly. No need.
They don't need to because they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
They don't need to fight anybody.
No.
It's just everyone's in mourning.
Yeah.
They just lost friends, family members, loved ones, like their best friends, enemies, everything gone.
Fat Thor was excellent.
You mean the dude?
Hmm?
The dude. The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw him, like within 1 second of being on screen, I'm like, oh god, they brought Lebowski in here. Like, what is this? It was good.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Washed out as all hell.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Thor. No wonder they got Eric, what's his name, in there to replace it.
Yeah.
If he was as washed out as him in the comic book, I see why now.
Yeah.
That was good. Professor Hulk.
Not a fan of Professor Hulk.
Personally, neither was I. It threw me off, and I'm kind of like, where'd Hulk go?
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of Professor Hulk because, first of all, it limits Hulk's strength.
Base strength is higher. Is it not?
No.
His base strength
base strength is the same.
Okay.
Base
but when he
strength is
gets
the same.
pissed off, he reverts into human form with the mind of the Hulk, does he not?
No.
Okay, so what is different about Professor Hulk?
It's just, he's Hulk, but with the intelligence of Bruce Banner. The reason why it limits his strength is because he doesn't get as angry as regular Hulk would. Because regular Hulk is just pure rage. It's like a man-child. Whereas Bruce Banner, with the Hulk's body, he's not going to get as angry. He'll still get angry.
He's like, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
You'll never get Planet Buster Hulk angry.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. There's been multiple times where Hulk was intelligent Hulk. There's Mr. Fix-It Hulk, where he was I think he was like a casino bodyguard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Who else do we have that took a little bit of a turn? No, we didn't see Vision. Vision never made a comeback, and whatever happened with them downloading him into the computer in the first half, they just never continued it. So I don't know what the heck's going on there.
Keep losing our camera. Our camera's drunk, people.
We got a new tripod today. It keeps aborting the fact that it's a tripod. It forgets. I'm supposed to stay standing?
Go home, tripod, you're drunk.
You're drunk. Yeah, so the movie definitely hit you in the feels.
Yeah.
Brought you into kind of that whole, wow, it happened.
Yeah.
What do we do from here?
Yeah.
And then second half of the movie was just fucking cannons, lasers blasting, and just action.
Yeah.
Action, and I loved it.
And I like the idea. I like how they handle the time traveling in it.
That was well done.
Yeah.
It was well done.
Yeah.
Bringing old Scott Lang back into it, and being like, "Hey, where you been?"
Yeah. Well, there's and meeting Cassie, older Cassie, which I really like because
all grown up.
Yeah. Well, in the comics, there's a team called the Young Avengers, and Cassie, his daughter, she becomes Atlas. She becomes the stand-in for Ant-Man.
Right.
She gets the powers to grow in strength as well.
Okay.
Stature. That was her. That's
Stature.
Her. Yeah,
okay.
That's her name.
Okay, and then, we've seen it, and we've been confirmed with other news from Disney, obviously, that they are doing the Hulu Young Avengers, are they not? Well, they got Hawkeye. They got Hawkeye, and they got his daughter, and now they got Cassie. So they're trying to do something with that. So we should see more of them soon.
I'd like to see a Young Avengers.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Would it be Hulu or Disney Plus?
Well, Hulu does the Runaways, And there was a comic series of the Runaways meets the Young Avengers. So if they did do Young Avengers, I would like for it to be Hulu so they can do that crossover.
I hope it's Hulu. I think it's Hulu. We'll fact check that later, see if it's Disney Plus or Hulu.
Yeah, I would like it to be Hulu.
Because it may be Disney Plus. You might be right, actually, there, Kenny.
It makes sense to be Disney Plus, but I would like for it to be Hulu.
I think Disney bought the rest of Hulu.
Oh, then that would make sense.
Yeah.
Anything originally intended to go there is now got eaten up by Disney.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They'll do a good job. Let me see here. What would you say is your favorite moment?
Oh, well, the
From
whole
the
entire Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye sacrificing each other for the Soul Stone, that made me cry.
Black Widow, you mean?
Black Widow, yeah. Black Widow and Hawkeye fight each other. Yeah.
They surprised me too, because like they jump and they like full blown like catch them, trade again. It's like, no, too bad, I'm going. And it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I didn't know which one was fucking. I thought they were both gonna die.
Yeah, it was a good exchange between the two of them.
It was a good exchange.
And
I liked how they started beating each other up. Essentially, it's like, no, like I want to die.
Yeah. No, you fool.
No, I get to die.
But yeah, so Black Widow sacrificed herself, and both times I went to go see that movie, both times I cried at that scene.
Oh,
yeah,
tearjerker. You cried too, buddy. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry, they're making a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
So she'll get a standalone, and they're doing what? The kickback to it's gonna be in the past.
I'd assume so.
Well, otherwise it's gonna be a really boring hour and a half looking at a tombstone.
Yeah.
So yeah, they better do an origin story of some kind or something from her past.
Do you think it'll be about the Budapest that's always mentioned with Hawkeye?
Ooh, perhaps.
Could be.
Perhaps, because they did mention that they were on some missions together there, didn't they? Now, one thing that wasn't really, like, it was stated, but it wasn't really, like, for sure, Hawkeye became Ronin.
Yes.
At one point during
love
the movie.
that. Love that.
And who's Ronin? Because they didn't really expand on it. They didn't really say who's who. And
Ronan's in the comics, and Ronan
but he's been played by many
Clint
people.
Barton. Well,
has he not?
Well, no. Ronan is Clint Barton. Clint Barton's gone through a lot of personas as well.
Okay.
Like, he's been Hawkeye. He's been Ronin. He's been the Iron Fist. He's been the
Iron Fist.
Wait, no, has he been the Iron Fist? No, I think Iron Fist was Iron Fist was Daredevil for a bit. I was getting that one confused.
Daredevil's been replaced by a few people, hasn't he?
Just Iron Fist, really.
Was it just Iron Fist?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Daredevil filled in for Batman before, didn't he?
Different universes.
Oh, what the fuck? I remember something about irrelevant.
I think he might have pretended to be Spider-Man at one point.
Daredevil.
Yeah, but it would have been for like one issue.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of. Yeah, that'd be a tough one to do.
Yeah, but
so Ronin, that was post Snap. Obviously, his family disappears, and then during that 5 years is when basically Hawkeye transitions.
Yeah,
goes off the deep end and starts figuring why did all these bad guys get to stay,
and my family died.
Yeah, so that's what he's going out. He's basically being like, I'm gonna get rid of the other, scum that got left of the 50%.
Yeah,
it's kind of noble.
Yeah,
kind of.
In the comics, Hawkeye even had the ability to. He had pim particles in him for a little bit, where he's able to grow into Goliath. So, he was Hawkeye in normal size, and then when needs to be strong, would grow into Goliath. So that didn't last very long, but he had that ability for a little bit.
I was like, holy shit, that would be pretty intense. That would be pretty intense. So, where do they go from here? That's the big question. Well,
we already know about Spider-Man Far From Home.
Of course.
We're going to get another Guardians. We're going to get another Doctor Strange. We're going to get another Captain Marvel.
One more Ant-Man, you think?
We're going to get another Ant-Man.
Okay. Well, Captain Marvel, fuck, dude. We got 5 more.
Yeah.
She signed up. Brie Larson signed on for a 7-movie contract, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, so
Well, that's not just Captain Marvel though. Like that could be like other spin-offs.
yes,
or
so
other
we've already seen her
collaborations.
now in 2.
Yes.
Well, Infinity War, the first one doesn't count because all we see is
Yeah.
Fury sending the
count.
message. That doesn't count.
No.
So Captain Marvel and Endgame, those are her first 2.
Yeah.
She'll get at least probably a second Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
probably a third Captain Marvel, and
Yeah.
we'll probably see her in Guardians.
Maybe. But the next Avengers, the next phase, it's hard to tell. If they're bringing in the mutants and Fantastic Four, then that could mean that they're going to bring in Galactus. Or they could bring in, since they've already introduced the Skrulls and the Kree, they could do the Kree-Skrull invasion or the Secret Invasion, where the Kree infiltrate all the facets of Earth, like the Earth's government. They infiltrate the Avengers and even the evil organizations as well. They infiltrate Hydra.
Hydra.
And AIM. And So there's a couple different ways they could go about.
Is AIM Justin? What's his name?
He was part of AIM.
Okay. All right.
Justin Hammer?
It's Justin Hammer.
Yeah, he was part of AIM.
Okay.
Yeah, Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the fucking name of it.
Yeah.
Oh. Haddock said it well. If they put Doom on the big screen, they better do it right this time. So
Yes.
we've seen Doom twice already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and they've both been shit.
Yeah.
And each time it's gotten worse.
It actually did, yeah, because the first Doom was bad.
Yes.
The second Doom was just really, really bad.
That wasn't Doom. That wasn't Doom.
Did he even don his armor?
He was his armor.
Like at the very end of the movie, though, like we actually saw him in Doom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he became the armor. Because like he would get cut, and then he'd start rehealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was really badly
All
done,
bad.
actually.
They're all bad.
I only had to watch that once to never want to do it again.
No. Like I said, I would rather watch Batman and Robin.
He makes a good point. So the 90s Doom had shitty acting, but at least it did look like Doom.
Yes.
It did look like Doom.
Yes. They didn't have his powers either. But
No,
at least,
like no magic.
But it looked like Doom. So yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's gotten worse.
Yeah, so we've actually discussed this before. If they were to do Doom, they would probably have to enter him in a standalone where you don't even see Reed Richards.
Yeah. They should do the
Or-
Books of Doom.
At the very least, all you see is Reed and Doom in a dorm or in the university or wherever the fuck they are. It's college days. Okay, like, they don't have powers yet. Maybe Doom does because of his history.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably started studying some black magic, some dark arts. He's probably already has mom die, his dad died, his country overthrown. Like all that crap's happened to Doom at that point.
Yeah.
But Reed's a nobody still. He's just a big brain.
Yeah.
Leave him be a big brain and let him live his own life, but don't involve the Fantastic Four. Don't involve Galactus. Don't involve.
They
don't
need to
involve
be able to
anyone.
introduce his intelligence, how he became the ruler of Latveria, his mastery of the arcane arts.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be able to show all of that and introduce like who Doom is, what's his motivation, what's his character. And they can't do that while introducing the Fantastic Four as well.
I don't want to see a hero. I want to see you do what you did with Venom,
Yeah.
with Doctor Doom.
Do the Books of Doom. Do the Books of Doom. I don't care. Just do the Books of Doom. The Books of Doom is the origin story of Doom, and they don't really like he's the main focus of the story. They don't make him into a hero. It is his origin story, but it's a very good story. It's compelling. If you haven't read it, check out the Books of Doom. They are excellent.
Covers his parents'
Yeah,
yeah.
everything, and they should make that into a movie. Honestly,
It would be a great starting place because then once they've already ironed out the details and they've introduced him without pushing him in your face
yeah,
and being like, here, like him. It's like, here, look, this is what he's about. Why don't you like him?
yeah,
Right? From there, build on it. Give him an enemy.
yeah.
Or give him a hero.
Well, his enemy would be the Baron of Latveria.
And that's awesome. If that's what you want to do in the first movie,
Yeah.
make it about Doom and the Baron.
Yeah,
Don't even let him come out of his fucking like country.
yeah,
Leave him in Latveria.
yeah. Oh, you know what? Have him go to the United States. Have him go to Empire University and meet Reed Richards, be his roommate.
Is it after he becomes ruler of Latveria that he does all that?
No, it was before he becomes
So
ruler.
then perfect. Let him do all that, and then let him go back and fight the Banner.
And have the actor who you have cast as Reed Richards be his roommate in that movie. And then, once you've done that Doom movie, then do your Fantastic Four movie, and there's that tie-in between the two movies.
You could actually even show the polar opposite side of it. You could show, okay, here's Doom's side of things, and you see Reed as the devil. He's the extra. Now you're going to flip the script. Okay, Reed's the main guy, and Doom's the sidekick. Okay, or he's the college roommate.
Yeah.
Now, boom, focus off Doom, focus on Reed, carry on with his life. He meets Sue, Johnny, Ben. They become the Thing.
Yeah.
They become the Four.
Yeah.
From there, you can tie them back in later days. Hey, remember when these guys went to college? Well, blah, blah, blah. This event here happened now, and now they meet again.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. Hey, Reed, how you doing? Hate you. What's going on? That's how they need to reintroduce it, though. Give each guy their own spotlight.
Yes.
Stop trying to crowd the fucking stage with 10 different people at once and be like, look, learn them all.
If there's anything,
like them all.
If there's anything that the Disney and Marvel formula has shown us, is they have the patience to do that correctly.
11 years of patience brings you to the end game.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed.
No, it was excellent. When I first watched Endgame, I liked it, but I wasn't wowed. But it's like a fine wine. The more it's 3 hours long, so the more you think back on it and start thinking back on different things that happened throughout the movie, the more you realize that there's a lot more to it than you first realized when you're watching the movie. It is actually really good. You just gotta. It needs more than one watch, and it makes you need to replay the events in your head because there's a lot that happened.
Well, you've seen it twice now in theater.
Yes.
I've seen it only once. And I can tell you already, like, there's scenes where it's like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
But I need to see it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I need to know it better. I need to get a second glimpse and, just take it all in.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, 3 hours is a lot to absorb.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot happening at once.
Yeah.
Especially when the action starts kicking off at the end.
Yeah.
People are going here and here and here and here, and everyone's flying, and everyone's shooting, and everyone's dying. And
Yeah.
It was a clusterfuck.
Yeah. There's a few things that they did. It's very, very subtle, but they did set up the building blocks for the next phase of Marvel in that movie. So,
Do tell.
First of all, the scene where Loki gets the Tesseract and then teleports away. So that is a change in the timeline that wasn't supposed to happen.
And they did not touch back on it again. They just let it happen, and they're like,
fuck.
figure it out.
So that's a change in the timeline.
That's one. Now the other
one.
one's Cap in the elevator with the Hydra agent.
Yeah, but not really.
It still develops, 5 years or more of them going on being like, well, maybe he's on our side. It just convolutes.
Yeah.
It just gives...
I don't think that was enough to alter the time that much.
No, it won't alter the timeline, but what it might do is it might give us another movie of Captain America because he went back in the past.
Well, here's the more major thing that Captain America changed. So Captain America going back to the past to relive his life with Peggy, to become her husband and to live out their life together. Well, S.H.I.E.L.D. was created in reaction to the death of Captain America. So if Captain America goes back in the past and he's not actually dead, what happens to S.H.I.E.L.D.? Does S.H.I.E.L.D. ever get created?
And S.H.I.E.L.D.'s ran by...
eventually gets ran by Nick Fury there, but
no, S.H.I.E.L.D. was created before, because
it
S.H.I.E.L.D.
was a
created...
different organization.
Oh, it
It
was.
was a different organization. I forgot what it was called, Project Pegasus or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what created the super soldier serum, and
Yeah.
that's what created it. And then from him dying is them being like, oh, well, we gotta continue his work.
Yeah, so S.H.I.E.L.D. was created in reaction to Captain America's death. So, with him not dead... Now, here's the thing.
He went back in time after Captain America 1.
Yes.
Okay. So he still effectively
dead.
died.
He would have to make sure that he keeps his nose clean, doesn't try to be a hero, just lives his life peacefully.
He's not Cap at this point.
No, he can't even be Steve Rogers. He has to go by a different name.
But I think Shield would have been created then still, because I think he reinjected
that'd be
himself.
the only way. That'd be the only way. Is that
Post
nobody
Red Skull.
knows? Nobody could know that he's Steve Rogers. The only person who could know that he's Steve Rogers is Peggy, and Peggy needs to make sure that she doesn't tell anybody that she's married to Steve Rogers, because it's going to fuck up the entire timeline if that's being told. And that means that they can't have kids, because if they have kids, that changes the timeline as well, because now Captain America has kids. So
they literally just put a who knows, anything can happen window there.
Yeah. So that was another change in the timeline. I like how they use the Dragon Ball Z time traveling logic as well, where if you change the past, if you go back in time and change the past, it doesn't affect your present. Because every time you go back in time and change the past, you're actually creating a different reality. You're not affecting your own present. So, so I like that. I like that idea of time traveling.
The whole time travel was interesting.
Yes.
It was interesting.
Yes. Which is why I was confused when Captain America showed up at the end as an old man. So I'm like, wait a minute. If Captain America went back in the past and lived his life with Peggy, how is he back here as an old man?
Well, it's because after the first Captain America, right, he beats Red Skull. Red Skull gets put on planet whatever the Soul Stone planet.
Yeah.
And Cap gets essentially frozen in ice. And he's essentially frozen in ice.
No. I mean, like, after when he goes back in time to bring back all the Soul Stones, and he decides he's not going to come back. He's going to live the rest of his life with Peggy.
Yep.
And then he shows up at the park on the bench as an old man. How is that possible if going back in time doesn't affect their present? He can't affect their own past. He's just creating an alternate reality.
He was no longer essentially in the present, though.
But
he took himself out of the whole reality being changed in the present because he no longer had a present. His present was now the past.
No, whatever he does can't affect their present. In their universe, Captain America froze in ice and he got woken up years later.
Right.
Peggy married some other dude, had her kids, had their own family. So when Captain America went back in time and lived out his life with Peggy, I created an alternate reality. So when he grows up to be an old man,
yeah, because essentially there's two Captain
timeline.
Americas in that old timeline now.
Two different paths, two different realities. So Captain America should not be in this present. He'll be in a different present, where the events played out differently.
But he would have still remembered the events playing out.
Yeah. So
that's how he knew to go there at that time.
No, well, what I figured what he did is that he still had the gadget to bring himself back to their present. So after Peggy died, he used that to go to their reality. That's how.
Okay, that would make sense too. Because he'd outlive her.
What's that? Yeah.
He'd outlive her.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
still has a serum. Yeah. Now here's some other things that happened in their time traveling that would have changed the universe. That would have changed the timeline, created different universes. Thanos is dead. When Tony snapped his finger and made everybody erase, did he just put them back in their own timeline, or did he kill them all? If he killed them all, Thanos is dead. His entire army is dead, which means they never get to go collect the Infinity Stones. They never do the first snap to begin with.
Because where's the Gauntlet come from?
The Gauntlet was created by Idris.
No, because they went back in time, and then Thanos found out about what was going on because Nebula glitched.
Yes.
So because Nebula glitched, when did they then go hunt down all the stones?
No. Then Nebula teleported them to the future, and then so the Thanos that they fought at the end of Endgame is from pre-snap.
Yeah.
So he dies in the future before he ever had the chance to get the stones to begin with.
Yes.
So that creates a whole other reality as well. Unless when Tony
Yeah.
snapped, he put everybody back in their own timeline.
But why would you?
He didn't say that to preserve the timelines.
They didn't say. So okay. So Marvel's really good about leaving a bunch of doors open for future.
Yes.
They're really good about being vague on certain areas and kind of being like, figure it out later.
Yeah. That's a tricky thing about time traveling as well.
Time travel tends to fuck up stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's been a nice long episode for today. Sorry for
Yeah.
the late delay, guys. We did have some technical difficulties with our Streamlabs cutting out our sound, and a little bit of dog barking here and there. We will try to, get their voice boxes removed in the near future. Just kidding. But, yeah, thanks for bearing with us. Thanks for sticking around and being patient, and tuning in for episode 3 of Worlds Collide. So, also, Kenny here is reminding me he'll be back next week, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. All right, so for those who have seen the show on Netflix, there's now 2 seasons out, and they are actually based on a comic. And we'll get more into that next week, so stay tuned, and see you next week, Saturday at 7:30. Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Have a good night.